If you've ever done this, if before making one important decision, you went around asking everyone, friends, family, older people, co-workers, anyone who looked steadier than you, wiser than you, safer than you, because you thought more opinions would make you clearer, and yet the more you asked, the more confused you became, then don't be too quick to call yourself weak. A lot of people are not lacking courage. They have simply handed over the authority of their lives to people who will never have to live with the consequences. In Gray Harbor, there is an old building called the Consultation House. It has no doctors inside, no judges either. It exists for one purpose only, to help people make decisions about their lives. People go there when they want to leave a job, when they want to start something, when they want to move, marry, separate, begin again, or stop pretending they are fine. The main hall is always full of people holding stacks of advice cards, as if enough outside opinion might eventually turn into safety. Milo was one of them. At 32, he had climbed into the kind of position other people approved of immediately. The company name looked good, the salary looked responsible, his resume looked like it belonged to a man who would probably never embarrass his family. By ordinary standards, he was doing well, but he wasn't breathing well. Because for a long time, he had been carrying one thought he could not get rid of. He wanted to leave, not to do something dramatic, not to become a genius founder with a polished myth around his name. He wanted to build something small, strange, and hard to explain to respectable people. A tiny strategy studio that would help overlooked creators and small brands design AI tools and decision systems built exactly for them. The more he thought about it, the more it felt like him. And the more it felt like him, the more frightened he became. Frightened of failure, frightened of looking foolish, frightened of taking a life that everyone else would call good, and personally setting fire to it. So he did what most people do when they are afraid to trust themselves. He started asking around. He asked his closest friend. His friend said the environment was unstable and he should wait. He asked his parents. They said what he had now was already good, and good things should not be thrown away. He asked a former manager. The manager said starting something now was too risky, and that it made more sense to rise higher inside the system first. He asked a cousin who made good money. His cousin said big markets were safer, and that tiny niches never really turned into real businesses. He asked a man who loved talking about the future. That man told him AI was too crowded now, too fast, too brutal, and that people without deep backing should stay away. The more Milo asked, the more he felt himself stepping backward from the very door he had wanted to open. The worst part was that none of the advice sounded foolish. It all sounded reasonable, measured, adult, concerned. And that was exactly what made it dangerous, because when fear is dressed in the language of care, it becomes much harder to refuse. Eventually, Milo went to the consultation house. Rain tapped against the windows that evening. The whole building smelled faintly of damp paper and old wood. On the wall in the main hall, a brass plaque carried the house's motto: "The more advice you gather, the safer your heart becomes." Milo read it and for a brief second, actually felt relieved. That was what he wanted. He was not asking to be right. He only wanted to feel safe. The process inside the building was odd. You wrote down your question. Then you sat at a long wooden table and waited while response cards were delivered to you one by one. The cards came from different people: a retired school teacher, a divorce attorney, a failed poet, an investor, a mother of 4, a pastor, an accountant, a man who had been unemployed for years but still gave advice like it was a profession, and some whose names you never learned at all. Each one offered a sentence. Milo's question was simple: should I leave my job and build the AI studio that feels like mine? The cards began to arrive. Don't be impulsive. Stay stable. This is the wrong time to take a risk. You're romanticizing uncertainty. Wait until the market matures. If you give up a high salary now, you'll regret it. Smart people do not leave the table in a season like this. Keep your passion for after work. That's what weekends are for. He read them one after another, and with every card, something inside him became smaller. Strangely, The shrinking did not feel like wisdom. It felt like ash. The consultation house was almost closing when the final card arrived. It looked different from the others. No signature, no title, just one line. The more people you ask, the more your life starts reading like someone else's final letter. Milo froze. He looked up immediately, but there was no one near him except the woman behind the front desk, quietly sorting used cards into narrow paper boxes. He did not leave. Instead, he spread every card in front of him again and, for the first time that evening, stopped reading the tone and started reading the structure, and slowly, he saw what was really inside them. Not wisdom, boundary. The man who told him not to be impulsive had never once left the system that made him feel trapped. The woman who told him to stay stable had once lost money badly and built a whole personality around never risking again. The person warning him away from a small market had never built a small, high-margin business in the first place. The one who said he should wait until things were clearer was, in truth, just someone who needed the world to absorb uncertainty before he could move. And suddenly Milo understood. Most people are not trying to ruin you. They simply cannot bless success that arrives in a language they do not speak. So they hand you their fear and call it realism. They hand you their limits and call it caution. They hand you their regret and call it maturity. The more voices you collect, the less you receive wisdom. What you usually receive is something thinner than that. Fear averaged out. The woman behind the desk spoke without looking up. A room full of people who think the same thing, she said, is not wisdom. It's an echo. Milo raised his head. She kept sorting the cards. The market doesn't work like that, she said. The market works because people disagree. Some are optimistic, some are afraid, some are early, some are blind. That tension is what creates price. That tension is what reveals value. Then she slid another stack into a drawer. Echoes don't create anything. They just make you more afraid to deviate. Milo said nothing, because he knew she was right, and suddenly he thought of his friend Link. 2 years earlier, Link had wanted to leave a prestigious, highly paid job to build a tiny personal AI lab that sounded, to most people, absurdly narrow. Before leaving, Link had done what Milo was doing now. He had asked around. He got the same answers. Crazy. Too early. Too small. No future. Wait for the market. Don't waste your position. At the time, Milo had almost become one more card in that pile. He hadn't, but only barely. Instead, he had asked Link one question. Do the people warning you actually understand what you're building? Have they gotten results in anything even remotely like this? Link had stopped asking after that. He built the thing, he put it into the market, and within a year, he had not only recovered his original income, he had recovered something more expensive than income. Control over his time. Milo looked around the consultation house and, for the first time, saw the whole place as slightly absurd. This building did not really sell clarity. It sold a more elegant form of sedation. It let people feel careful, responsible, well-advised, mature. But all it actually did was help them split their judgment into little pieces and outsource it to strangers who would never have to live inside the result. That night, Milo turned every card over and began writing on the back. The upper limit of a person's advice is the edge of their own understanding. This is not always malice. Often it is projection. If they do not understand the road, they are not offering direction. They are offering fear. Life is not meant to satisfy public taste. It is meant to respond to real demand. The more he wrote, the clearer he became. And once he became clearer, he began seeing something deeper. People misunderstand wealth in exactly the same way they misunderstand advice. They think wealth is the number in the account, but if you make a lot of money and still have to attend degrading dinners, answer messages at 2 in the morning, trade away your sleep, health, and dignity just to defend the number, then you are not wealthy. You are a well-dressed prisoner. There is only one real measure of wealth. Can you say no? Not no as performance. No as freedom. Freedom is not doing whatever you want. That is indulgence. Freedom is the ability not to do what your soul has already recognized as corrosive. He wrote that down too. Freedom is not getting to do everything. Freedom is no longer having to do what deforms you. Then he thought of health. None of the cards had asked what his body was already paying to maintain this respectable life. Not one had asked whether his nervous system was close to collapse. Everyone wanted to help him manage risk, but almost no one wanted to help him measure damage. He thought of a man he knew, a man who had once worshipped the religion of hustle. The man had worked 16-hour days for years to buy the sports car he thought would prove he had finally arrived. He bought it, and along with it, he bought insomnia, panic, exhaustion, and a slow inability to love anyone gently. He sat inside that car one night and felt nothing. Milo looked at the cards in front of him and realized that the most expensive things in life often have no visible price tag. Health, stillness, love, judgment. These cannot be bought outright. They must be earned, minute by minute, choice by choice. He kept writing. Intelligence is no longer knowing more facts. Intelligence is seeing the pattern through the noise. Wisdom is not louder expression. Wisdom is the quiet that comes after seeing clearly. For the first time, he understood that high-quality thought does not drag you into a noisier life. It returns you to a quieter one. Someone with real judgment does not need to persuade a room every hour. They only need to be accurate enough, calm enough, and honest enough to let reality reveal itself over time. And somehow, from there, he arrived at love. He had once thought love was intensity, heat, need, tension, the inability to breathe when someone turned away. Now, in the nearly empty consultation house, he found himself writing a different sentence. The true measure of love is not intensity, it is peace. If you come home to someone and your mind softens instead of tensing, if your body is not full of dread, suspicion, or performance, that is not boredom. That is sanctuary. A real relationship does not turn your life into another battlefield. It gives you a place where your system can stop bracing. By then, the rain had stopped. The woman behind the desk finally looked up at him. If someone truly found a flawless money machine, she asked, what do you think the rational move would be? Milo thought for a second, then smiled. Not selling courses about it. The woman smiled too. It was the first time she had smiled all night. Exactly, she said. Real judgment is never sold cheaply. Most people who are selling you a wealth secret are not selling you access. They are selling you as the product. That sentence landed like the last nail, because it completed the whole pattern. The real boss had never been his manager, or his parents, or his peers, or the people with polished opinions and safe voices. The real boss was the market. The market does not care how hard you worked, how much you sacrificed, or how beautifully you can explain your exhaustion. It cares about one thing. Did you solve a real problem? Did you create value that is difficult to replace? If what you do can be done by anyone else with basic training, the market will not pay you as if you are rare. If what you do is specific, useful, distinct, and hard to duplicate, the market will price that. This is colder than approval, but it is also cleaner. By the time the sky had turned pale, Milo stacked the cards neatly and placed them back in their box. He kept only the unsigned one, the one that had found him like a blade. When he stepped outside, the city was still gray from rain, but inside him, the grayness had lifted. He knew he would not ask so many people anymore. Not because he had become arrogant, because he finally understood something simple and brutal. Most people can only guide you as far as they have gone, and if where you are going is somewhere they have never been, then consensus will not help you. Only judgment will. This is Otherworld Radio. Stop using borrowed voices to make your life decisions for you. What pulls you out of mediocrity is not universal agreement. It is the moment you finally trust your own clear mind enough to press start on the life that is actually yours.